Stuart, a lot to get through in that game, but ultimately a point gained against one of the old firm here at Fir Park. Is that a good way to end the year?
Yeah, and probably in the cool light of day, Scott, you'll start to say that. I think always where my frustration lies is when you get that 2-goal lead against anybody, you want to try and cement that, you want to hang on to it, you want to try and add to it. And you know what, I'm immensely proud of what the players gave today. You know, we were a wee bit of the walking wounded, we were a bit fatigued for what we tried, what we put in against Celtic, albeit a disappointing result. But when you start to look at how they approached the first half, we were clinical. I thought we got into Rangers' face. I thought we caused them some trouble. I felt that could go again, and I think we could grow on that in the second half. And probably my biggest frustration was just how we started that second half. We asked for good reactions, we asked for us to try and take the game in the front foot, we wanted to try and be on the ascendancy, and it's not a criticism of the players, it's just that we didn't quite click into gear. Rangers get something to hold on to, and there was a wee feel of the semi-final in that as well, that we were a goal ahead, we had an advantage, and they pinned us back early. So that has to be a lesson for us, very much in my mind. It was to go front foot, to go and play the game in their half of the pitch as much as we could to try and eradicate that. But we took that blow, we took that hit, and I thought we started to grow into it a wee bit again, to my mind, and I'm sure we'll go into it in a wee bit more detail. We scored a perfectly good third goal, which is a big stage of the game, before Rangers get an equaliser, gives you that 2-goal deficit, kind of flashes your teeth and shows that you carry that threat. But again, another one of these decisions that we all look at and we sort of laugh at each other and all the rest of it. I don't laugh, I take this incredibly serious, Scott. I pour so much into this. That group of players and staff pour so much into this. I love working with this football club. I love working with the group of players and the people that are at this football club. And you know what, sometimes it really starts to frustrate me, it irks me. I'm not asking for a rub of the green, I've said this so many times. I'm asking for the correct call. That's what I want, that's what I'm sort of demanding, I suppose, if you like, at this stage. Can't keep telling us that we've got something wrong, and we can't keep trying to justify these big decisions that in the last 6 or 7 weeks have went against us, but yet there's another one that's went against us today that could have been hugely pivotal. And when you look at the end result, a third goal would have been massive for us today, and I'm disappointed for that. And you can start to see the bit of fatigue kicking in because of what we pitched in. Just a couple of days ago, we did start dropping off. We're all trying to encourage the players forward, we're all trying to will them to get forward, but you know what, they hung in there when it went 2-2. They could have easily capitulated and fell to pieces and taken nothing, but that's anything but what they're about.
You somewhat answered my next question, but you were so chuffed with the first half performance. It was exceptional, Fir Park was rocking. Second half, slightly different. Was that just down to fatigue? Did the legs start to tire? Is the amount of games that the players have played recently take its toll a wee bit?
A wee bit, Scott, yeah, but I've said that to them in the changing room there, in the dressing room after the game. This is a bit where we need to strive to be better. This is a bit where we need to push our limitations, trying to condition yourself to play that 90 minutes, trying to condition yourself to do it 3 times in a week. That's what the top players do, that's what the top football clubs do, and I have a burning desire for these players to experience that and to try and have that feel of playing continuously, because if you're doing that, you're successful, you're doing well. I don't need to remind anybody if you've got those midweek games, it tends to be because you've had a good league placing, for example. So that's what I want, Scott. And sometimes we come up a wee bit short in that. Probably if I had another couple of substitutions to go to today, you would have seen that there was a couple more cramping up and fatiguing. I would have made a couple more changes in the game. But that's not a criticism of the players, that's us continuing to try and evolve and try and get better. And as I say, they always stick their hand up and they always nod when I say that in the dressing room, which kind of makes me immensely proud because we're all on the same page.
Does it feel like you've drew a game with Rangers today?
Yeah, it does. It does. I know some people might say that sometimes when you get someone off the old firm that it maybe feels a wee bit more. Taking points off of Rangers and Celtic can be a good thing. But I just go back to right at the start that I said that being that 2 goals ahead. But again, that's always to try and be the perfectionist. Understand that supporters and the players and everyone will be frustrated with that. And I think if we all pat ourselves in the back and say that we've conquered what we come here for today, then I would be seriously mistaken. I would be misplaced in my views and my thoughts. We come here to win the game of the day, that's what we come for, and we come here to win every single game that we play against any opponent here, and I always believe that mindset will take you far, but also the spirit that they showed within that game will also help us to take us to where we want to be.
Thanks for your time, Stuart.
Cheers.